Hello, everybody. This that didn't work, did it? Hello, everybody. This is Waldorf.
I don't know what you were doing to cause yourself to laugh.
I
Did
don't
you
know
just remember something from a joke from yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was from a few years back.
Okay.
It's even worse. Hello, everyone. This is Waldorf.
Are you sure?
I'm positive this time.
And this would be Statler.
And now we're going to look at the Saurian Ancients.
So, Army Book Review, Saurian Ancients, version 1.3.4.
4. This is puts us over halfway in the
There
Army
it
Book
is.
reviews.
And we're getting spit at.
I'm getting a little spitting snake thingy.
Yes.
I prefer to think of it as a frog.
Frog, he's licking you like frogs licking you.
I don't know about that. All right.
Maybe that's why you were laughing.
Saurian Ancients.
What you got in your pocket there?
From right here, this is one of the good army books. Not top, but one of the better books.
Well, it's funny. This is an army that I think on the boards you see every extreme. Some people think it's the best army in the game. Other people think it's underperforming. I guess some of it's the meta that they're playing
Right.
in. But yeah,
And the quality, I guess. It's hard to gauge
Sure,
quality
sure.
of players.
absolutely.
All right. What do we got? Army Special Rules. Cold-blooded. If more than half of a unit's models has this special rule, when taking leadership tests, roll an additional d6 and remove the highest d6 rolled. This is a really good rule.
This is a very nice rule.
It is.
I have to admit, I'm surprised since the Ninth Age folks are trying to get away from old 8th
GW.
edition stuff
Right.
that this survived.
There's a lot of things I'm surprised,
Yeah.
and I think will
I'm wondering if this will survive in
survive the first cut on this, the first reboot of
yeah
this army book.
when they do version 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things I think need to go away. I mean, anyway, the giant attack chart
Yeah,
that
another
cannot
one.
survive.
But yeah,
But that's
But on this army, yeah, it's like, you could easily just raise the leadership of all the units to compensate for
right,
it.
and remove this rule.
Yeah, or give
Yeah.
a re-roll, for leadership, whatever.
It's interesting. I've seen this army played with divination.
Yeah, then you get 4 dice.
Now you're rolling 4 dice.
Yeah,
where it means you're not going
Sometimes
anywhere.
it still doesn't matter.
It
If you beat them by enough, doesn't matter.
It depends on who's rolling those dice.
Exactly. So, Born Predator. A model part with this special may re-roll all natural ones in close combat.
To hit rolls.
Yes, I'm sorry, to hit rolls in
Right.
close combat.
That's nice.
That's a nice little army rule, I think.
Yep.
Don't have a problem with it.
A Quaddle of telepathic link. Quaddle Lord may cast spells of type damage through
Yes.
a model with this special rule if it's within 24 inch of the Quaddle Lord. When casting through the telepathic link, measure the range for the spell from the telepathic link
Yes.
and use its front arc and line of sight.
Right.
The range of the spell is reduced by half. This is an important fact because I don't think my opponent took this into account when we played him
Oh, okay.
in the last tournament. As a matter of fact, I know he didn't now that I think about it.
Alrighty.
Anyway, the Quaddle Lord may cast spells of type missile, even if it is engaged in combat, as long as the telepathic link is not.
Right.
If the spell is miscast, the Quaddle Lord rolls on the miscast table as normal, and the telepathic link suffers a strength magic dice use +1 hit. If the Quaddle Lord casts a spell through a telepathic link, the attribute gets cast through it as well.
Right.
Measure range and use front arc and line of sight from the telepathic link. The caster is still considered the Quaddle Lord.
Right.
Okay.
So basically, the telepathic link, which is often going to be a skink shaman on either on foot or on something,
Right.
becomes what everything's measured from.
Now, one thing that's up for debate right now, I just saw this the other day in the Q&A forum, and I'll post the answer if I see it when it gets resolved because they're debating it. When it gets resolved, I'll post that in the notes. The question was, what happens if the attribute, can the attribute be something other than a damage? Because the spell has to be type damage. So can the attribute be anything but a damage? So anyway, that's up for debate right now.
I don't see. I wouldn't see why that would be debated, but okay.
Anyway, it's clear that it.
Yes, the attribute's not a spell, so
Well, anyway,
It's an effect.
I think the attribute is a spell, though.
it's an it's effect. It's not
Yeah.
a spell.
That's true. Anyway, That's being debated right
It's
now.
not a trait spell or anything like that you're casting. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I mean, not something, frankly, I'd pay for.
Yeah, but it comes anyway. Doesn't it come? Isn't that a free?
I'm just
card?
saying, not something I'd pay for, but something as a freebie you get
Right.
if you want to take those little, skink guys or the engine of the ancients or whatever.
Yeah.
It can be useful.
It can be.
Basically, considering that most, especially with divination, where you get extra range for extra guys.
Right.
So, and they also have an ability that helps divination too. So you can really cover the board pretty well with those spells.
Good point.
Which brings us to the armory. And the first one is the good old blowpipe.
Yeah, we won't talk about the blowpipe.
Shooting weapon, range 12, strength 3, multi-shots 3, poison attacks. This piece, I think, is over the top. +1 to hit against units consisting entirely of towering presence.
Yes.
Well, I mean, why does this particular weapon get this,
Oh, +1 against towering presence?
Yes.
I don't know.
The-
I don't think it even matters because you're going for the poison anyway.
Correct.
It's not necessary.
It's not, but still, you're
Okay.
don't like it.
No, I don't like it. Poison.
Well, it can matter if you're moving or double tapping at long range.
What's that? Oh, +1
plus
to
one,
hit brings
yes.
it back down to a 6.
Yes.
So it's not a 7 to the
Yeah.
point. Anyway, yeah, that's a little over the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it was a standard rule, I'd be okay with it. I mean, I don't think it's overpowered breaking the game. It's
No.
just odd that this particular weapon gets that.
Poison javelins.
Yes,
Shooting weapon range 12, strength as usual.
As user.
As user.
which is usually strength 3.
Poison attacks quick to fire.
Why can't they get +1 against towering
So
presence?
blowpipes aren't quick to fire. Okay.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They pay the penalty.
They pay the penalty.
I'm gonna jump up to the top. Giant blowpipes. These are mounted on pterosaurs.
Okay.
This is a volley gun. 8 shots, artillery weapon with range 12, strength 3, quick to fire, poison attacks.
Okay. Nice.
Not too shabby.
And that brings us to the great bow. It's not average. It's not good.
It's a great bow.
This is a bolt thrower
Best
artillery
of-
weapon with range 36, strength 3, 5 slash under parentheses 5, multiple wounds D3
Yes,
for the 1 strength 5
that's strength
hit.
5.
AP 6 for the 1 attack. No,
No, all of them.
that's not in brackets, so
Correct.
that's for all of them. And quick to fire.
Yeah,
All right.
it's okay. I
So
mean,
it's a one less, so it's
yes,
shorter ranged, one less strength bolt
right.
thrower.
But it's on a monster that you want fighting a lot of the times anyway.
Right.
It's quick to fire, which is nice.
So it means you can march. It means
you can walk around and shoot with
walk
it.
without penalty and shoot it.
Yeah,
You can't march and shoot.
yeah. Which just brings us to the last item, which to me it's only available on one creature. So I don't know why it's in the armory, not just under the unit, but whatever.
Okay.
Okay, one choice per army. The model gains telepathic link. There we go. Where'd that tongue go? At the beginning of each friendly player turn, choose one of the following configurations, and the effect lasts until basically the end, until the beginning of the next friendly turn. So it lasts through your opponent's turn.
Okay.
First one is choose a magic path. Friendly wizards casting spells from this path have their casting values decreased by 1. That's a nice effect.
It's nice.
During the owner's shooting phase, pick an enemy unit that is not engaged in close combat and within 9 inches of the engine of ancients. The unit suffers D3 metal shifting attack hits. Sorry, you don't have to roll, so it's just D3 metal shifting hits.
To a unit within 9.
Right.
Okay.
And once again, metal shifting is you use the target's armor.
That's okay, I guess, but it's
Yeah,
got to be within 9 and not in combat.
It is what it is. I mean, if it was all units, it'd be something
Okay.
else. But yeah. Now the last one, all friendly units within 6 inches of the engine of the ancients gain a ward save 5 up, which can only be used against ranged attacks.
Okay, this is nice.
That's really that one's nice.
Correct. Especially since ranged attacks are defined as anything except close combat attacks.
Correct. The last configuration is active starting with, and you start the game with it. You have to pick which one you start the game with, so it happens at the beginning of the battle. So you don't have to have to. If you get the second turn, you still have it. Still works. So.
Oh, correct. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
the concept of 3 choices is, I guess, is a fun thing.
Right.
But frankly, yeah,
Okay.
I don't think I could have made this easier. Just give the last result, and frankly, the 2 bottom ones having that ability is not such a big deal. It's only 9 inches.
Oh, correct.
Yeah, even as a choice, and even the +1 casting reduce the range a little bit, and having all 3 at the same time, I don't think that'd be over the top.
Right.
Because it's basically a wizard apprentice using it anyway. So
All right. Magical items.
Yes.
First magical weapon is the Sword of the Dawn Ages.
So is it the ages that the dawn is aging, or is it the ages that have dawn? I'm not sure.
The Dawn Ages.
Yeah, so I guess so. So the dawn is aging.
Correct.
Yes.
The Dawn
Exactly.
is aging.
120 points, not cheap.
Yep. It's a hand weapon. Attacks made with this weapon gain +1 strength and multiple wounds too. That's good, but
It's good. It's
might be overpriced.
It's a bit.
Multi wounds too is fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. It's a little.
Actually, it's probably where it belongs. I'm
it's
okay
a
with
little pricey, but you have to remember they got strength 5 characters.
it. Yes.
So it's going to be a strength 6 actually.
Multi wound 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's good.
So, I
Take back my hesitation.
Yeah, it might be slightly overcosted, but
No.
not
Multi
by much.
wound is awesome.
But multi-wound
Especially
is good.
unconditional multi wound
Yes,
is awesome.
absolutely. Brings us to Spear of the Stampede. 80 points. It's a lance, so yes, to be mounted. The wielder's mount. Yeah, the wielder's mount gains impact hits plus D6.
Okay. Most of their mounts are strength 4, right? Oh, never mind.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Not if you put it on Alpha
Not if you put it on Alpha Carnosaur. That's a good point.
So you're like
Ooh.
you're like Mr. Impact hits.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
Yes, because it's the mount. So you got a guy that's got high.
And it's plus D6.
Correct. So you can get like it's a nice thing because you get the +2 for the lance. It's a magical weapon, and for that type of thing that you want to kill stuff right away, it's kind of
Yes.
potentially a scary build.
Can be. Serpent bow. It's a bow, thus the serpent bow in the title.
Yes.
The wielder may elect
Otherwise,
60
it would
points.
be a bow serpent. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
At 60 points, the wielder may elect to replace its normal shooting attacks and instead use the rules for a bolt thrower artillery weapon.
Because you'd much rather fire a strength 3 bow than this.
With the following weapons. Yes. Range 18, strength 3, 6, armor piercing 6, multiple wounds either. So it's a bolt thrower with short range.
Yes.
18-inch bolt thrower. Okay.
Yeah.
Really short range, but it's a bolt thrower.
Yes. Yet another bow that's better than anything the Sylvan Elves have.
Oh, stop your whine. It's only 18 inches long range.
That doesn't matter.
You're strength 4 at 18 inches.
Ooh.
What are you worried about?
15 inches.
15. Oh, sorry. I was wrong.
The,
Okay. It's a good weapon. I mean, it's a good bow.
I mean, it's something you're putting on a skink, so
Yes. I can see that.
yeah, because you don't generally want them fighting. Heck, you can give it. You can give it to a skink mage if you want.
If there's broad shooting attack, instead use the rules for bolt thrower artillery weapons. So,
Because
actually, I got a question here. I don't know. Do you know if it's the artillery weapon that makes it not being able to move and shoot?
bolt thrower artillery weapons.
If you're counting as a bolt thrower artillery weapon, does this prevent you from moving and shooting?
No, I thought you actually had to have that rule associated with you. We'll have to check.
Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, if you can't move and shoot, then it's
if you can't move and shoot, this is terrible.
Then it's crap.
Not terrible, but it's just not good.
It's pretty bad
But okay.
in that case.
Other than that, if you can move and shoot, it's
Yeah,
good.
I think you can move and shoot with it, but I mean, we can look it up at some other point.
Okay.
Magic armor. Taurosaur helm, 60 points, so not cheap. Models on foot only, though. It's a type is none, and it's got an armor save of 6, so +1 armor save. The wearer gains +1 toughness and impact hits. 1.
Gains an impact hit and +1 toughness.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
That's nice for the Saurian ancient guys who are toughness 5, makes them toughness 6.
Yes.
So it's kind of, some other armies have this ability.
Yeah, we have it. The orcs have it.
Yep.
Almost the exact same thing, except its impact. It's D3,
Right.
but it's heavy armor.
Right.
It's not the additional piece that on
Yes.
top of heavy armor.
Right.
So in a way, it's better. In a way, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay with that. It's good.
I think it's nice.
Good thing.
I think it's a nice time. If you're playing a foot guy, it's a nice thing to have.
It is. Okay.
Because you can already get easily with the guys a 2 up on foot, which we'll see. So this takes them to a 1 up.
It does.
Yeah, 1 up
Okay.
toughness 6. And
All right.
Yeah, you still have enough points to have a nice little sword,
A weapon.
even for a hero level guy if you want to go that direction.
All right. The talisman, the Starfall Shard,
Yes.
70 points. The bearer's model gains Fireborn and Hard Target.
So he's somewhat proof against flaming attacks, and he's hard to hit with shooting.
Yeah. Okay. Nice item.
It's okay.
The bearer's model, so you can put this on the guy on the Alpha Chronosaur.
Yes, yeah, it makes your monster
That's a
guys.
huge benefit.
Or
Ooh.
any of the shooty guys.
Actually, that's really good.
Any of the monster guys, I mean.
But if you gain Fireborn, you lose your any regen save if you have one.
Yeah, this army is not exactly replete with those anyway.
Okay.
Okay. It's a lot of points, though.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah. Brings us to the enchanted items. The first one is the Egg of the Quetzal. 50 points. The bear gains a breath weapon, which is D3 plus 2. So between strength 3 and strength 5. And they count as magical attacks.
Ooh, that's actually pretty good for 50 points.
It's pretty good.
It's a one-use item,
You get
of
to
course.
use it once.
Because it's a breath weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I like it for 50 points.
I like it. I'm never a fan of random
Random
factors
effects,
because
yeah.
they can be really good. They
But
can
even
be
a
bad.
D3 strength 3 breath weapon is still good.
Yeah, it is.
Especially magical.
Yeah, 50 points though. You're giving them a chunk of something on the
You are.
character. Half or 25% of your allotment to get that. So
That brings us to the Jade Staff for 40 points.
yes,
The bearer can cast Healing Waters from Druidism as a bound spell. Power level 3. I think this is the 5-up ward, right? 5-up regen.
I
Healing
believe it
Waters.
is the fire regen. Yes.
Yeah. For power level 3. Okay. Nice.
That is.
I like it.
I love.
Bound spells are great.
Bound
We've
spells
talked
in the
about that.
game we've talked about many times are so good because their casting values are so low.
Right.
Brings us to the arcane items. Always one that's hard to take stuff because you're so limited.
It is.
I really hope they fix that in version 2. First one is the Ancient Plaque. It's 90 points. Not cheap, but the once per magic phase, the bearer may reroll 1 magic die that is used a casting attempt. This ability cannot be used when the bearer is casting with only 1 magic die and cannot reroll a dice of a 6. So I think this is actually a very nice item.
Once per friendly magic phase. Okay.
Basically, you fail
Yes.
to cast something.
And you re-roll a 1.
You roll 1 of the dice. You got to
Okay.
when you're. So it improves your odds of.
Yeah,
getting
if you're depending on
a spell
magic,
off.
this
Yes.
is a way to make magic somewhat more reliable.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I kind of like this.
Yeah.
The problem is it's an arcane item.
Correct.
Okay.
But you have to ask yourself, would I rather have a +1, or would I rather have this?
+1 all the time or this?
Yes.
Yeah. And a +1 to dispel. I think the
Right.
+1 to, I think,
So this is better for 1 spell.
correct.
It's more likely better for 1 spell.
Right.
But the other one's better for all of your spells and all your dispels. So that's kind of
Yeah.
always a challenge with arcane. So
Yeah, based on that,
'Cause you're probably
I think
arcane.
you would go with the book over this all the time.
I think I mean, this is a nice item, but I still think I'd favor the book too.
Right. Brings us to the Black Cube for 40. One use only. Bearer may activate this item in the opponent's magic phase after the magic flux and channeling have been rolled. When activated, remove 1 magic dice from the opponent's magic dice pool. Add 1 to your magic dice pool. So 40 points for one use only to have a decent shot at close to shutting down a magic phase. Not shutting down, but I mean
helping your
magic phase quite a bit. Actually like this if you have two mages and somebody can carry this. Because you get in that turn where somebody gets into combat with you and he needs his magic for his buffs and he's depending on it. And you do a die switch.
Yes.
So I kind of like this item.
I think it's nice, and then you just see we get later, if you're playing with the Quad Lord, you have the ability to do a thing that you can save a dice in the dispel phase.
You can save a dice in the dispel phase.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. I like the black cube, though. I'm in.
Yeah, so you'd use this with that, basically. You take the dice from your opponent, and then you get to keep it for your own magic. So you've taken it from them. You have it if you need it for dispel, but you could also have it as a casting.
You can also carry it through.
Yeah, so you can carry it through if you're going to go in that direction. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
But you definitely need to have multiple mages.
Multiple mages for that.
Before this is somewhat of a magic army. I mean, as magic as you can be in this edition. Brings us to the magic standards, and they have all of one. The totem of Mixodal, 100 points, not cheap. Rank and file model parts, I hate that. Rank and file model parts with Born Predator, which is basically all the Saurian Ancients pretty much, and a few other things. In the Bears unit, gain Hatred.
Okay. 100 points for Hatred.
Yeah, 50 ult points.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'd pay 50 ult points for Hatred.
I would on a hammer unit. Yes,
definitely. Absolutely. I wouldn't put it on my BSB, but I'd put it on other guys.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then I say that, and the BSB could be the Quad Lord. It might be worth it.
Yes, because if he's in a fight, you need to win.
Yeah, if you're putting him with stuff, you need all the help you can get. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Brings us to the Army Organization.
Before we do that real quick, let's bounce back real quick to this.
Okay.
So this Serpent Bow says use the rules for the bolt thrower artillery weapon.
Right.
So bolt thrower artillery has this, but artillery weapons always have reload.
Okay.
And if you're using an artillery weapon rule, this is part of the artillery weapon rule.
Right.
So I think you cannot move and shoot with this. Based on what I'm seeing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, okay. If you know different, let me know.
Yeah.
Just curious.
Because then it's a terrible weapon.
Okay. Army Organization.
Yes.
What do we have? Character is 40%.
Characters is average.
Core is
below average, which is kind of surprising considering their core.
Yeah, they've got good core, right?
Yeah.
No limit on special, as always.
Right.
Jungle Gorillas is max at 30.
Yep.
And Thunder Lizards.
Which is all those big Griblies.
All your dinosaurs.
Yeah.
35%. Okay. They get a core discount.
Yes, you wouldn't expect it from this army.
I don't like armies getting core discounts.
I don't mind them. I just think I'm more and more I'm of the opinion that they don't need core anymore. They're better off just dropping things in buckets and applying some minimums to them.
Minimums to them?
Yeah.
Okay.
They give you flares, for the different types of armies. Okay, brings us to the first character, the Firstborn. So this is basically the Saurian high-level characters. You have a Warlord and you have a Veteran. Warlord is weapon skill 6, strength and toughness 6, 3 wounds, only initiative 4, which for a character isn't great, which is their weakness. 5 attacks, though.
What's the weakness?
The initiative for a Lord.
Okay.
Most Lords are going before him.
Really?
Most are. I didn't say all.
That's my orcs.
Yeah, your orcs are slow. the 5 attacks, which is particularly nice.
Yes.
And leadership 8 with
leadership
3d6.
Only 8. Oh,
yeah.
But 3d6.
3d6. You got to remember that.
Yeah.
And then the Veteran, which is the hero level guy, is basically 1 down on weapon skill and 1 down on initiative and 1 down on attacks.
Okay.
Same leadership.
For what, 80 points cheaper?
So yeah, you get innate defense 5, which is very nice, cold-blooded and Born Predator. So re-rolling 1s. Warlord's 260, Veteran is 180. So there is a pretty big delta between the two.
There is 80 points.
Yeah,
it's a chunk.
Yeah, the Veteran can be a BSB. Usual 200, 100 points for magic items. Shield costs are the same. Light armor, which you're not ever going to take unless you're mounted or you're taking magic armor, but is 40 on the big guy, 30 on little guy. Heavy armor is 50 and 40, and to get a +1 armor save, 10 points is more than worth it. The may take the following weapons, one choice only if you're not taking a magic weapon, and you got pretty much everything to choose from. You got a halberd, you got paired weapons, you got a lance, you got a spear, you got a great weapon. And they range from 20 to up to 50 on the
great weapon.
This is interesting. His lance is only 30.
Right, and his great weapons
is 50, and a lot of guys are paying as much for lances.
They have apparently lobbied the right people.
They've lobbied the right. Well, I think one of the guys is one of the guys that to be lobbied. So yeah, that's quite interesting.
The other thing I'm noticing here, which I'm not seeing on other armies,
the spear costs more than the lance. Yeah, what's that?
Is the a lot of these are the same.
Yes,
and I mean it's weird because like the halberd and the lance are the same, but paired weapons is 20 points more. You're not a higher strength, so where
you're getting one more strength 5 attack.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird.
It's just weird that it's so much different.
The spear is particularly weird,
and the spear as well. Why is that? Because I guess you're getting the armor piercing if you're on foot and the lethal strike.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's only one attack.
Yeah, but it's one attack more than the other guy. Yeah. Well, why is it double? Anyway, it's just kind of odd. And I do like the fact
I think that razor blade costs less than that. So,
and I do like what they've done with the lance.
Yeah,
where it's cheaper than the great weapon because it's only used once.
I'd argue
only on the charge.
I'd argue it should be more like the halberd, but that's a whole other discussion.
You mean priced as the halberd? Yes,
because you only get it one round, and only if you charge.
Its use is extremely limited.
Lances are just so overcosted.
But I'm just noticing this is completely different than what you see in most other ones.
It is.
So, anyway.
Brings us to the mounts. So you can have a raptor, which we'll come to. You can have a carnosaur, which is basically the monstrous beast level carnosaur. And you can have for both of them. Then you can have the alpha carnosaur, which is the big Gribbly.
Okay.
And we can talk about those.
Yep, there you go. The Raptor is mounts protection 5 with stupidity. Movement 7, toughness 4, which won't much matter. Basically, it's a strength 4 to attack beast mount.
Yes.
Leadership's only 2. That's going to be hard to overcome, but you do have cold-blooded.
Well, since there's somebody riding on top of it, doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's basically giving you mounts protection for your character.
Right.
And more movement and a couple of strength 4 attacks.
Right. It's a nice...
You're paying a good amount for it, 90 points. Because you're not getting any toughness out of it. So,
right.
Then we have the Carnosaur, this is a little Carnosaur, which is on the 50 by 100 chariot base.
Mm-hmm.
Both count towards Thunder Lizards and characters. Also movement 7, only weapon skill 3. Strength is 6, though. Toughness is only 5. Wounds are 4, initiative 2, so it's slow. 4 attacks, leadership 5. We don't care about leadership. Why is LD on there twice? It's supposed to be...
One should be...
Something's messed up there. Yeah.
Weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, wounds, initiative. It's just in there twice. They've got an extra stat line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's weird. Okay.
It's 10. It's 5 plus 5.
It's 5 plus 5.
Yeah.
It could be argued.
It could. Yes. Okay. I'm surprised somebody hasn't posted that on there. It has Born Predators for rerolling ones. It's got Frenzy, which is good and bad. Towering Presence, so it is easy to shoot, and with certain things, and causes fear, which is nice.
It does. 260 points for that beastie.
Yeah, it's basically it's the foot version of a griffin.
Okay.
It's okay.
Foot version of a griffin. Oh, non-flying.
Yeah, it's a non-flying monstrous beast.
That brings us to the Alpha Carnosaur, which counts.
Which is a monster of another name.
Again, counts towards Thunder Lizards and characters.
Yes.
Additionally, look at that. Oh, the mount and its rider count towards characters. Okay. Movement 7, weapon skill 4, Still not great for a monster, but
No.
that's good. That's a good number.
It's not bad for a monster.
Yeah.
A lot of
Strength
monsters are
4,
3s and 4s.
toughness 6,
Strength.
wounds.
I'm sorry, strength what?
Sorry, strength 7.
Yes.
I don't know where I see this all this
I
for.
don't know.
Strength 7, toughness 6, wounds 6, initiative 3.
So it's faster.
So it's faster than the other one.
You think they would have made it slower, but we won't get into that.
5 attacks, only leadership 5.
Yeah, whereas the other one has 5 plus 5.
Exactly.
Same size base? Oh, I thought they.
Actually, it is the same size base, isn't it?
I thought they actually switched the size base on these. They
Yeah.
didn't.
Same size base. Innate defense 3 up.
Yes.
Good armor. It's born predator, so it can re-roll its ones to hit.
Yes.
That's nice. Here's what
Yes.
really makes this incredible. Multi-wounds D3.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes.
Not when rolling a 6 to wound.
Correct.
Not when one of your attacks.
Yes.
All 5 of your attacks.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Swift Stride. And it is the Apex Predator.
Right.
Which, when charging a single model with Towering Presence, or a single model with Fly special rule, the Apex Predator gains +2 movement to its charge range. Okay.
So it becomes a 9.
Okay. That's nice. It's a big bonus.
It's a nice bonus. It's not some of the things
that's
they
not
have
game breaking. This multi-wounds D3 all the
Multi
time.
with 5 attacks is
Really
at strength
good.
7. Quite scary. Now notice the regular one has frenzy, and this one doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't, does it?
Yeah.
It lost frenzy.
And this one has swift stride, where the other one doesn't.
Wow.
So basically, the other one's got 1 extra strength 6 hits, right?
No, I think monstrous beasts have Swift Stride as a default.
Do they?
I believe
they,
so.
They could. Okay.
I believe so, because it has Swift Stride. Because I think Raptor has Swift Stride. I know Raptor.
Well,
has
Raptor's a war beast. I know war beast does.
Okay.
Yeah, monstrous beast. I'm not so sure. I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Wouldn't be.
Or the last. But in any case, I mean, you just look at.
Look at what?
I'm not a fan of the Carnosaur just because of the frenzy. You know, he's going to end up being a 500 point, 600 point model.
Right.
The
Alpha, plain Carnosaur.
Yeah. But the Alpha Carnosaur, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Monstrous Beast has Swift Stride by default.
Okay. So only thing is the frenzy, so gives him an extra attack, but he has to go charging after things, which is. Then again, not a lot of people are going to want to countercharge him. Even in the flank, he's still a lot of attacks, but still,
Right.
It's you can lead him.
Yeah,
around.
it doesn't reduce your attacks by anything.
Yeah, I know it's interesting to me. They're on the same exact size base.
They are.
Wow, that could be really annoying. Oh, this one's this kind of goes against their WYSIWYG thing.
It does.
This one is my monster. This one's my monster, and this one's my monstrous beast.
And at 6 wounds, strength 7, this thing
Yeah.
needs to be could be easily be on a bigger base.
Could be. Or the other one could be on a smaller one.
On the big monster base.
Put it on a 50 by 50.
50 by 50 for the other one.
Wouldn't be the first time, but
Yeah,
but that Alpha Carnosaur is absolutely frightening.
D3 wounds all the time. That thing is really, really good.
Yeah, I would say it's and so weapon skill 4 for a monster is a decent weapon
Yes.
skill. It's and it goes the same speed or faster than a lot of monsters because they tend to have
Lower initiatives.
lower
correct.
initiative. So I mean, yeah, you don't want this thing eating into your character because multi-wounds against everything.
Right.
To me, I think that's a bit much.
A bit much.
It's a bit
It's this multi-wounds all the time.
Correct.
I mean, if it was
I don't care about the other stuff.
If it was for every 6 it rolls, it gains multiple wounds. To
Yes.
wound, it gains multi-wounds.
Correct.
Then that would be, to me,
Yes.
more acceptable.
Multiple
wounds all the time means this thing's incredible.
Yeah. I think it's a little much.
A little much. You don't want this thing getting a hold of some ogres.
You don't want to get in the hold of a lot of things,
No, or any monster, of
Yeah,
course.
I mean, I know it's an apex predator. You don't want to get hold of your character
It is an apex predator.
because it only has to get 1 wound through and you might be dead.
Yep.
Which brings us to the big toad,
The big frog.
known as the Quaddle Lord. 500 points. Single model. The stats are quite bad. You don't want this guy fighting.
It's got 1 attack. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Movement 4, yes. Weapon skill 2.
Skill 2.
Ballistic skill 3. Strength 3. Toughness 4. At least it's semi-tough for a wizard. 4 wounds. Got a lot of wounds.
It's got an extra wound.
Yes. 2 initiative. 1 attack. Leadership 8 also. Kind of interesting that they've moved everything into this army down to an 8. With
Yes, it's the cold-blooded.
with the cold-blooded. So I'm fine with it because of the coldblooded. I mean, if they change the coldblooded, you need to move some of these points up, but whatever.
Right.
He's on a 50-50 base. The interesting thing about him is, though, he comes as a wizard master with 4 learned spells.
Okay, so that's 220 points right there.
Straight up front, exactly.
And there's another 100 points right following behind that.
And a 4 report save, yes.
So normally people would pay 70 for the master, 150 for the 3 extra spells.
Yes.
And 100 for a 4 report.
Right.
Okay.
So that's, I'm sorry, what was
250, 320.
320
so
plus.
Makes him 180.
Usually about 160 for a mage.
So he's priced right at that mark with an extra wound.
And plus
and crappy stats, but
some of his other abilities.
Okay.
Now he's one of the rare wizards that has 4 lores of magic.
To choose from.
And it happens to be 2 of my favorite-ish lores. The alchemy. I love alchemy.
Alchemy's incredible.
Divination is designed kind of to go with his army.
It is.
Evocation, I think, is a great lore.
It's a really good lore for non.
Yes, because all the fear and everything that's in it, and then. I think, and then pyromancy, a lot of people like it. You can do some interesting things with it. I'm a big evocation and alchemy fan myself.
Yeah, all 4 good lores.
But they're all solid for this army.
They're all lores that I like.
Yeah, I'm not a big pyromancy fan myself, but to me, it's a situational build lore. But but the others, it can be a battle standard bearer for 100 points.
That's good.
So.
You're paying more than most people are for a battle standard bearer.
Yes, you're paying extra, but
it's wrapping it all into one model.
Correct. So which is good and bad. On a bad side is that you lose them, you lose both. But on the good side, you don't have to buy another character just to get that ability.
Correct.
Can take up to 200 points of magic items, and can take 200 points worth of disciplines.
Okay.
He's on a Palquin, which basically means you can stick him in a unit, and he doesn't have to. He's not first in rank anymore.
Okay.
So you can hide him.
So he doesn't have to be up front getting beat
Correct.
on.
So he can just sit in the unit and do his thing without getting hurt, as long as there's enough guys to protect him. Then he has.
Can be chosen by the enemy. Okay.
You
cannot be chosen by the enemy as the model that refuses a challenge.
Correct.
Okay, that's actually very beneficial.
Yes.
As well.
You can't go after him unless you can get into contact with him somehow.
Well, normally, I agree.
So, then you have the disciplines, and basically it's kind of weird how they've done this. So the guy has a 200 point limit, which is old 100 points, but then you have a maximum of 200 points of disciplines may be spent per army. So
maximum of 400 per army. Okay.
400 per grand army.
Oh, okay, correct.
So just how they do this, I mean, I guess in theory you could have. I didn't look if there was a limit on how many guys.
That's actually kind of weird.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they have another limitation, which from what I can tell only really matters if you're playing a grand army anyway, which is if you take the Master of Magic disciple, it can't be combined with the Wellspring of Power or the Unconquerable Will. Now, what's unclear to me about that
Master of Magic cannot be Unconquerable Will.
Does it mean combined on the same model, or does it mean combined in the army?
It's got to mean army, because one model can't take it.
I'm guessing
it's
not
clear,
army.
but that's got to be what it's talking about, right?
I don't know, because the last 2 are cheap.
Right, but you can't take these 2. That's 230 points.
On one guy, yes.
On one guy. And
those 2 you can't take. But you can take Uncomparable Will, and what's the other one?
Well, sorry, Wellspring. I'm looking at Wellspring. You're right.
Yeah.
Wellspring. Yeah, I'm thinking this. Sorry, I thought it was Master of Magic and Unconquerable Will. Never mind. The Master of Magic cannot be swinged with Wellspring. That's fine. And this Unconquerable Will. Master of Magic cannot be combined with this, because that's 230. Can't be combined with
Correct.
This. Yeah, it's got to mean the army. Because you cannot combine Master Magic with either one of these on a single guy.
I'm assuming, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not. Really,
I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with, but I think it could be clear.
Could be clearer.
Yeah.
Yes, it needs to say in the army there. So Master of Magic, 160 points for this one.
A lot of points.
When rolling the magic flux in your own magic phase, roll an additional d6 and discard the lowest d6 roll. This is nice.
This is really good.
It's a really good ability because it stops you from rolling. Well, it doesn't stop you. It decreases the chance of you rolling the 5 and a 1, 6 and a 1, 4 and a 1.
Right.
The closer the numbers are together, the better the magic phase.
It increases the probability that you're going to have more than one more dice than your opponent.
The opponent. Correct.
Which is a big deal.
Which is a really big deal, and it's priced to
particularly with the lures that you can 2 dice a lot of spells with.
So this is a very nice ability.
Very nice. Brings us to the Wellspring of Power. The Wellspring of Power. 120 points. The Quadalord gains +1 modifier to cast and gives its side an additional +2 modifier rolling to channel in friendly magic phases.
Okay.
It's okay.
I'm not a fan.
Well, because you take the book and you take this, now you're +4 to cast.
Well, you're only +3 because you're maxed at 3.
Yeah, I thought it was if you maxed at 3, except for
certain things that say it.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
This isn't one that.
Yeah.
So you're capped at 3. I guess you keep the book off. You pay 120 points for this instead of the book, but then you don't get +1 to the spell. Anyway, whatever.
It's okay.
Ancient Knowledge. The Quadalord gains Pathmaster Divination.
Yes.
All friendly wizards within 12 count as having spells from divination for the purpose of the conclave.
Right.
This is that boost for multiple wizards having divination.
Yes, so you can take the skink guys who don't have divination and get that.
I think this is okay.
It's okay.
It's Pathmaster, so you choose your spells. That's good.
Yeah, you're already getting 4 of them.
But you're already getting 4 out of the 6. Anyway, I think this is nice.
It's okay, I think. Wandering Path, 80 points. The Quadalord knows the trait spell from Evocation and may choose to generate spells from more than one path. The chosen paths and the number of spells from each path must be noted in the army list. This cannot be combined with Essence of the Free Mind.
Okay. For 80 points, I like this.
I like it, and I'd probably go with... I'm trying to remember which ones have trait spells and which ones don't have trait spells of the choices.
Right.
You already have Evocation.
You get the Evocation trait spell automatically.
Right, because you'd like to have...
Pyromancy has the Fireball, the mini Fireball trait.
Is that a trait or is that an attribute now?
It's an attribute.
Yeah, they don't have a trait. I don't think Pyromancy has a trait.
Right.
Divination has one, and I can't remember if Alchemy does. Nice thing about going with the lures with the trait is if you don't like what you roll, you can rely on those traits.
Correct.
It's like that old thing that used to be able to have, the 8-path or whatever that was called. So
actually, I kind of like this.
I like this too because you can do some interesting things with it.
Yep. The Higher State of Mind for 70 points. At the end of the opponent's magic phase, you may store a single unused magic dice from your pool.
This is the one I was talking about before.
And add this dice to the pool of magic for the next magic phase.
Right.
Higher State of Mind. Okay, I like this.
Yeah.
That's good. If you don't need to dispel something, you can keep that, hang that around, and have an even bigger magic.
Right.
It's too many points to combine with Master of Magic, so...
Correct. But it's a nice thing to have with the other item that allows you to one time to switch the thing. I still think I like something better, but Unconquerable Will. The Quadalord may re-roll the first failed dispel attempt in each magic phase.
That's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
That's really good for 70 points. I'm in. The Wisdom of the Ancients, 70 points. The Quadalord knows one additional learn spell.
It's okay. I'm not paying 70 points for it.
I'm not paying for 70 points. Maybe if I take the Wandering Path.
Maybe. That's only, I think, the only time you would take it.
Yeah.
Brings us to the Shielded Soul, 50 points, a cheap one. When the Quadalord rolls on the miscast table, you may re-roll the miscast roll.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm okay with it. I'm not thrilled with it.
I like it.
Because all you're rolling is that D3 that multiplies. So
I understand. That's what I want to re-roll.
I understand.
Because I might take some chances with some bigger dice.
Bigger dice with
it's only 50 points. I can afford it with everything.
Correct.
Pretty much. If I'm not going with Master of Magic,
I
can afford it with everything.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
So it's not a bad one.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I really like that Master of Magic.
The Master Magic is really good.
That's my favorite one. That's the one that I would probably take.
Master Magic or maybe Wandering Path.
Yes, and then if you take Wandering Path
with Unconquerable Will.
Yeah.
And maybe you can do all three.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Wandering Path, Unconquerable Will, Shielded Soul.
Yeah,
that might be worth it.
You got to watch how many points you want to spend now.
You do.
You can buy a whole skink priest.
This one I think is really good though. Unconquerable.
Yeah, no, it is very good. I like it a lot.
All right. So. All right, moving on. We have the Skink Captain for 80 points. Wow, that's cheap. He's a 2 wound guy. That's why.
Yes.
Okay, he's like the little goblin guy.
Yes.
Skin Cabinet for 80 points. Oh, you can only have up to 5. You only have 5 of these in an army.
Yes.
Just beware. Movement 6. That's really nice.
Yeah,
Weapon skill 4. Ballistic skill 4. That's actually good. Strength 4. Toughness 3. 2 wounds. 6 initiative. Wow. 3 attacks. Leadership 6. This guy trumps a goblin hero.
Except for the toughness.
Okay. You're right. Toughness 4. Toughness 4, but I'm getting a huge... Okay, anyway.
I just said, except for the toughness, right. I'm not saying that.
No, it's... I'm not sure if the trade-off's worth it or not. Anyway, innate defense 6.
Initiative means you go first, so you should kill him.
Yes. Light armor with light armor, so he comes at armor 5.
Yes.
He comes with a blowpipe. Mm-hmm. He's cold-blooded and has water strider. That comes in real handy. Almost never. Yeah, he can be steadfast in the water.
All I know is every time I've seen in the old days a Lizardmen player and they brought the terrain, they always managed to have some water features.
Just seems
there was always a lake or a river or something on the side.
I don't know what I'm doing. Every time I used to take that orc boar boy list, I brought fields. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. Anyway, he can be the battle standard bearer for 50 points.
Yep.
He can take magic items up to 100. He can take a shield for 4. Okay, there's a given.
He can take 100 points of magic items. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just thinking of the Castellan in a comparison.
No, don't. Anyway. Can replace his blowpipe with poison javelin for free. But that's actually not bad because of javelin's strength is user, right?
Yes.
Can take take paired weapons for 6, light lance for 6. Can take a mount, an alpha pterodon, or an alpha ramphadon.
Yes.
Each for 100, or it can ride a taurosaur for 450.
Be on Triceratops.
Characters on the pterodons or ramphadons count towards jungle gorillas, and the taurosaur counts towards
hate that.
thunder lizard. All right, so this is a nice little guy for 80 points. This is really good for 80 points. With a movement 6, you put this guy in a unit, and he's a piece of 12. He's a movement 12 piece of chaff. That's really good.
I don't know if he's really good, but
no, for 80 points for a piece of chaff, that's incredible. Sure. You don't get that anywhere else.
Generally not. Yeah, a throwaway trash. That's true.
Yeah, throwaway chaff.
Chaff. Yes.
Yeah, 80 points. That's
this army doesn't have a problem with chaff though. So, but yes.
Yeah. Okay. I like this guy a lot. Anyway.
Yeah, I think they did a decent job with him. Then brings us to the Skink Priest, 130 points. So he's a cheap magic user, as magic users go. 5 in an army. Movement 6, weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 3. Mm-hmm. Strength 3, toughness 2.
Toughness 2.
Yeah, wounds 2, initiative 4, 1 attack, and leadership 5. So he's not for fighting.
No.
At least he's got a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Innate defense 6. Okay, whatever. Cold-blooded, water strider. He's got telepathic link, and he is a wizard apprentice.
Okay.
He comes with 1 spell, and he can buy up to 2 additional ones. So he can't get 4 spells, and the most important, he cannot be a master.
Okay, you're right.
He gets druidism or shamanism.
Okay.
And probably, if you're taking the Quadlord in him, you're probably going to use him half the time to use the Quadlord spell.
Being cast through him.
Being cast through him. Yeah. Unless you're just going, a little different. And you're staying away from the Quadlord, and you're just going with skinks. Magic items up to 100 points. Still, he can take a skink palanquin, which we'll get to, and he can ride a taurosaur, which is the big Triceratops thing.
Okay. 450. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's a cheap mage, but he's only toughness 2 as opposed to other mages.
Correct. It doesn't really matter. Most mages are 3s, and it doesn't matter. 2, 3.
2, 3 doesn't really matter that much. I guess it kind of does if you're fighting trash.
It does kind of, but you're still you don't want him fighting. That's the basic.
You don't want to fight him anyway.
Yeah, and he's fast enough in theory to get around.
Yeah. That brings us to the skink mounts. We have the Alpha Pterodon. This is where he counts towards jungle gorillas.
Yes.
He's movement 2 on foot, but flies 9.
Yes, so he's quick.
Weapon skill 3, strength 4, toughness 3. Ooh, there you go. That's
Yeah.
bump. Can your skink guy ride that?
Yes.
All right.
He's already toughness 3, though.
No, he can't ride this. This guy can't.
Oh, that guy. No, not the
Okay.
mages, no.
Would have bumped my mage's toughness up to 3. I
Yeah,
would have been happy. Anyway, 3 wounds, 2 attacks. I'm sorry, 2 initiative, 1 attack, and 3 leadership. Mounts protection 6, fly 9, fast cav, strider forest. That's nice, and release rocks, which is he drops rocks on people.
Yeah, it's a Passover, one-time
Right.
Passover attack.
Okay.
Brings us, I'll go to the right in this case, just because it's similar. The Alpha Ramphadon, this is the fighty one.
Okay.
Movement 2 on the ground, 8 in the air, weapon skill 3 again. Strength 4, though,
So is this guy.
with 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Strength 3, toughness 3, but initiative 4, so he's
That's
fast
good.
to a certain degree. He has mounts protection 6. He's a forest strider also.
Mm-hmm.
Fast cav, armor piercing 1, so strength 4, armor piercing 1. He's got frenzy,
Okay, that's nice.
so he's a little crazy, but now we're up to 3 attacks. And he's got lethal strike, so
That's nice.
ignore armor on 6s. And prey scent, and I forgot what that is. I mean, we'll get to that. I think if you put a marker on a unit,
Tag a unit, and he gets to reroll something and gets additional
he
attacks.
gets like D3 attacks or something against
Right.
that unit or something, but I don't remember. We'll see.
We'll see
get
that
to
on the
it. Yeah.
Ramphadon. Okay, nice mount. Brings us to the Taurosaur.
It's a slightly fighty mount.
Right. Brings us to the Taurosaur, which you can only have 1 per army. Taurosaur is movement 6, weapon skill 3, strength 6, toughness 6, wound 6,
Yes.
2 initiative, and 4 attacks. So low
Yes.
attacks. It's got 4 skink crew riding it
With weapon skill 2.
with weapon skill 2, strength 3, 1 attack each. So
Initiative
they're
4.
not that great.
No.
Initiative 4, though. They go quick. You've got a 3-up armor, innate defense. Sorry, not armor. It's innate defense.
Innate defense. It works the same.
Giant blowpipe. That's the one we saw that was D6 times 2, I think. Anyway.
No. That's basically the bolt thrower.
No,
The strength-
giant blowpipe.
Oh, I'm
D6
sorry.
times
Yeah.
2 shots.
Yeah, it's the other one, yes.
Immune to psychology.
No,
Stubborn.
D6, I think it was 8 shots at D6.
Was it? Okay.
8 shots at, yeah,
Okay.
not D6.
Gotcha. 8d6. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Impact hits D6 plus 1.
Yes.
Sharp horns, which means he can re-roll for the number of impact hits, so you can't fluff. Helps you not fluff
Yeah,
this.
reduces the chance of fluffing.
Correct.
I can fluff on any roll.
And the crew have poison javelins.
Poison javelins, but no spears or anything.
Okay. Well, that's good. Sharp horns. He can replace the giant blowpipes with the great bow, which is the bolt thrower for 20, the slightly weaker bolt thrower.
Yes.
Or the engine of the gods for 80.
Engine of the Ancients.
Engine of the ancients for
Wrong
80.
rules.
Sorry. Thinking back to something else.
Yes.
Which we'll read about later when we get to the
We read about it already.
Oh, did we?
It was the army roll, remember?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
That's the one with the
So-
3 options. Blah, blah,
Correct.
blah. You're right. Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like Triceratops.
He's a nice monster, and it looks really good.
Yes, he's a leadership 6 stubborn
Yes.
with 3d6.
3d6 cold-blooded. That's
So it's like a 7.5, I think.
right.
But which you
It's
still have
not-
to be careful and keep him
Great, but it's still good.
around your general if you can.
Yeah.
Brings us to the skink palquin. So we had the palquin for the quadalord. It's the one for just a regular skink. Also movement 6, so he doesn't slow down any. It's toughness 3, which is the important thing, and 3 wounds. So he gets a wound and he gets a toughness when he rides this thing.
Okay.
It's on a 50 base, but down below you can switch it out for a 40 base. So it just depends on what kind of unit you want to put it inside of.
Okay.
And when you get the palquin, you lose the first in rank rule.
Okay, so he can hide in the second rank.
Yes,
as well.
unless the unit has Cayman. Although this one doesn't say anything about challenges, so
Correct.
you can upgrade it, and you can take the plaque of the Snake God for 60 points. And this was all skink model parts in the same unit as the Snake God gain hatred.
Parts.
Yeah,
Right. So you're okay.
they're skinks, whatever.
Right.
the
You're getting an extra attack. That's pretty awesome. Following models are considered skinks. Okay.
Yeah,
Just in case.
so I can't
Just
imagine
in
this
case
thing.
you didn't know.
Yes, no, I think it's fine that they're doing that, but level of clarity you don't often see.
Right. Okay.
I don't see myself ever buying that upgrade.
Skink Pelican. I guess this is if you're going to use your skink guy as your high level, I guess, high caster. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't mind the Pelican. I mean, it could be. You can still use him if you just want to. If you don't have to use him running him by himself. Instead, it makes him tough. If you want him to be tougher.
Right. Is that very how cheap?
And an extra wound.
It's only 50 points.
It's not that much,
For a +1 wound and +1 toughness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for that, it's.
Yeah, probably worth it.
It's not bad, and you can hide him in units and not worry about him being attacked. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't think that one upgrade is worth it. The snake, only because it's kinks.
Right.
If the Caimans could get it, that'd be a different story.
Yes. Brings us to the Cayman Ancient for 245 points. Single model. Movement 6, weapon skill 5.
Yep.
Strength 5, tough 5, wounds 4. Ooh. Because he's kind of a monstrous infantry. He is monstrous infantry.
Yeah, he's monstrous infantry.
3 initiative, 4 attacks, leadership 7, cold-blooded. He has a halberd, so he's actually strength 6 base. He has an innate defense 4. He's cold-blooded, born predator, water strider, and causes fear.
So born predator rerolls 1s.
Rerolls 1s to
causes
hit.
Fear.
He can take magical items up to 100, and replace the halberd with a great weapon for only 10 points. That's what's better than strength 6?
Strength 7. He is on the initiative 3.
He's initiative 3, which means he's going at or when some things go. Anyway,
because he comes with a halberd, not a hand weapon, it makes it harder for you to give him a magic weapon.
It does,
because you're paying, in theory, a kind of a premium.
Because you've already paid for.
You already paid for the halberd.
In theory, yes.
Which is not a cheap weapon for characters. So
right.
But the fact that he can take 100 points worth of magic items.
Yeah.
For a monstrous infantry, I mean, it's not the only. There aren't that many of those in the game.
Correct. He also has pack leader rule.
Yes.
Cayman's in the same unit as the Cayman Ancient. Gains weapon skill 4. So basically they get +1 weapon skill. This effect cannot be combined with the weapon skill modifier from the Sun Engine. Okay.
He's a lot of points.
He's a lot of points for what he is.
I just think he's a lot of points.
I mean, if you compare him to a Cayman, I think Cayman are strength. I think they're base strength.
Strength 5, toughness 4.
Toughness 4. With 3 attacks?
Yeah.
So you're paying this many points, but you're bringing your whole unit up by 1 weapon skill, I guess. Anyway.
I don't... Then you're making that unit super...
Right, expensive.
It's like, I want to kill that unit because it's so many points.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not a fan. I mean, I can see you don't want to fight him with a lot of guys, but you tool him up, 345 points.
Right. Yeah.
With a low initiative guy who could die before he gets a chance to swing. Brings us to the core, and they have at least 20. Did we mention it was at least 20?
Only 20.
Yes.
When you've got Saurian warriors as your core, which are actually good models.
They're solid core guys. So Saurian warriors, 170 points for 10. So not cheap, but not expensive.
Correct.
Especially for the stat line. Movement is 4. Weapon skill is only 3. Normal core guy. Weapon skill. Strength 4, toughness 4.
That's nice.
1 wound. Initiative is only 2. This is the big minus on them. But they have 2 attacks. And their leadership 8. Cold-blooded. I can't believe that they have them as 8.
That's incredible. That's a really good stat line.
Yes. Then they get innate defense 5 plus a shield. So they're 4 up armor save guys.
Right.
And that's kind of thing. They got to take a pounding so they can swing. They're cold-blooded, so they don't run easy. And they're born predator rerolling 1s, scoring. They can take a spear, so now I can get an extra rank of them fighting.
And armor piercing.
In armor piercing, I don't know why you wouldn't. 1 point.
Yes,
absolutely.
1 point a model. I think that's almost a requirement, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think so. Usual champion, musician, standard. Same plug I have here. I hate that you have to pay for this. They should just give them the units. They can be a veteran standard bearer. And then they may take a single totem animal totem, whatever, for 2 points per model.
Okay.
All right. So, you can take one,
The
If you select
downside,
the option is, then all Saurian warriors in your army must be upgraded to the same animal totem.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just such a downside. So the first one, Piranha, model gains fear.
Okay, that's good.
So I can have my entire core cause fear. Who can do that? Nobody.
Okay,
Okay. Serpent, this model gains fight and extra rank.
that's nice.
That's nice.
Especially if you're going with like a 5 wide and 4 deep
If
now
you're going
in spears.
or deeper, yes.
Yeah, I mean 5 wide, 4 deep, a 20-man unit all fights
Yes.
with this and spears.
Yes. Now, you're probably going to lose a few because you're going after other people, so
Well, that's yeah.
it's going to be deeper than that. But still, you can pretty much make it so pretty much your entire unit gets to fight. Jaguar, the model gains +1 movement, so now they're movement 5, so they're moving the same speed as elves and as vermin swarm.
Yep.
And lastly, crocodile. Attacks against this model have the value of their armor piercing reduced by 1.
All beneficial.
All beneficial.
All good. The only downside to this whole thing is you have to upgrade your whole army to the same ones. I guess that's so you don't have to keep reminding the opponent which one is which.
Yes.
Which I actually like a lot.
I like that. And plus the WYSIWYG thing, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
That's really good. So you're adding 3 points a model to the cost up above.
2 points.
3, because you're adding a spear.
Oh, yes. yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
So it's actually 20 points a model for the first 10.
Yes.
And then 24 after. Okay.
Yeah. So
Because you're going to probably do one of these.
probably. I mean, the basic Saurian is a good core troop
Really
as
good
it is.
core. Leadership 8, cold blooded. That's
You know,
9.5.
It's a good core compared, to most other core
Right.
in the game. I mean, we can have a whole other conversation about core and
Yeah,
relative to special and all that. It's a whole other thing. But you're paying the core tax. Their challenges are slow, and you might lose a few of them before they get a chance to
Yeah,
go.
tell that to the orcs and dwarves.
Yeah. But I think these totems probably a little bit of top.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, the fear one I think to me is just is so good.
The fear one's good. The serpent one's good.
Yeah,
The jaguar is even movement 5 is good.
they're all good.
They're all really good.
The one
I
that
would have trouble choosing.
but I think the fear is just so good in the game
It
now.
is.
That's
That's a good point. I think the crocodile is probably the least of my favorites.
Yes, so that's obviously that's the least.
But anyway, these are all good.
Yeah, but I think that actually most of them don't bother me. I think that the fear bothers me just because they've taken
Your
fear
entire
out of
core
core
can be
so
fear,
much.
Yes. And
When they've limited the armies that historically relied on fear,
right.
and they've really not. And then here's an army that all of a sudden it never really had it, and
Yeah, and I guess the other side benefit to this is you're immune to fear if you gain fear.
correct.
So yeah, that's even better.
Yes,
I mean, your leadership 8 cold blooded just becomes even better. If
Absolutely.
You're not afraid. Yeah, it can't be feared.
yeah,
That's actually really good.
So
All right. That brings us to the Skink Braves. For 150 points, you get 15.
yep,
That's 10 points a pop.
Yep.
You can add 25 more for 8 points a model. You only have 4 of these units in your army. Movement 6, good. They're only weapon skill 2, so they're not that
Yes.
great. Ballistic skill 3, strength 3, toughness 2.
yes,
One wound, 4 initiative, so they're fast.
yeah.
And a 5 leadership cold blooded. So they're not good.
So you know quite early how much they're going to miss
How much they're going to miss.
with a weapon skill too.
They're going to hit 50 for 50, roughly.
Depends what you're fighting.
Yeah, I mean, if this gets in against a weapon skill elite weapon skill 5 unit,
Yes.
it's going to be trashed. Anyway, I mean, that shouldn't be there
Yeah.
unless it's a roadblock. But against most other core troops, you're hitting on 4s.
Yeah. Most. Yeah.
You're being hit. The problem is you're being hit
Yeah.
on 3s and
Well, you
wounded
got toughness
easier.
too to hold on.
Yeah,
hold
exactly.
up to it.
So that's really bad. The weapon skill means you get hit more, and the toughness with your toughness
Means
2,
that when you get hit, you get
you're
hurt.
going to get hurt.
And you get shot up really
Most-
easy too.
most cores at minimum
Even
strength
bows scare these guys.
Yeah. They have an innate defense 6 with a shield. So they have a 5 up armor.
Yep.
They're cold blood with water strider. They're a scoring unit.
Yep.
You can add a Cayman for every 10 skinks for 90 points a model. You can take poison javelins. Wow.
It's not a skirmish unit, though, so...
What's that?
It's not a skirmish unit.
You can take poison javelins for 6 points a model. That's pricey.
Yeah, it is pricey.
It's almost as much as the guy.
And it's not a skirmish model. So
what do you mean?
they're ranked up. So you still have to maneuver them like a regular unit.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
You can replace your shield with a bow for 2 points. Standard command upgrades. You can be a veteran standard. That's kind of interesting.
Surprising they give these. I mean, yeah.
It's surprising they let them be a veteran standard.
Yeah. The choices that some armies have. Of course, it's only one unit and whatever.
Right. If a unit of poison javelins also counts towards guerrilla infantry, jungle guerrilla category.
Yeah. So reason not to take them.
But the Caymans in the unit do not count towards that.
Yeah. There's fun army composition.
Fun math.
And you're limited to 40.
40 models per army. 40.
If you do something, I'm guessing.
If you take bows.
Yeah, there you go, bows.
40 bows per army. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's the Cayman rules.
It's probably not a bad bow unit.
It's not, because the strength, the weapon skill 2 and the toughness 2 don't really hurt you that much. Except if you get into a archery duel, you're going to lose because of your toughness 2.
Sure. It's probably not bad if you might send him some water.
But you do have 5-up armor, I guess, which a little
well,
bit armor.
It'll be a 4-up with a bow, so.
4-up with a bow?
Because they have to turn in the shield, right?
You mean a 6-up?
6-up with a bow is what I meant to say, yes.
It's like, wow, you get rid of your shield, it gets better.
Exactly.
I wouldn't carry those things around anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're probably decent bows. You're right.
They're not good.
Toughness 2 means you're going to lose archery duels. So
yeah, but it's for those people like me who have those old ones that
with the bows,
who have 70 of them with bows.
Yeah, well,
that have no use.
Exactly.
I'm glad they put them somewhere back in the army.
And here's the Cayman. Weapon skill movement 6, weapon skill 3, strength 5, toughness 4, 3 wounds, 2 initiative, 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Leadership 7. He has an halberd with innate defense 4, so strength goes up to 6.
Yes.
Innate defense 4. Cold-blooded, born predator, water strider, scoring because he's with this unit, I guess. Yes. Combined strength. This is you can add the skink braves, may add Caymans to the unit.
Right.
Caymans are rank and file models for different troop type. Follow no rules for determining type of unit is considered to be an infantry, monstrous infantry. Follow the rules for matching bases, except that they do not have to be placed as far forward as possible. Okay, so they can be in the second rank.
Yes.
But they can still be hit. Caymans in the same unit do not share a common wound pool, even they are both rank and file models. They have their own wound pools.
Right.
And wounds are never exchanged between the two. Distributing hits. When distributing hits, first distribute hits between rank and file models, champions and or characters, then randomize all hits distributed onto rank and file models.
Distribution only applies to shooting in magic missiles, correct?
Correct, because you allocate in combat.
Because you allocate in combat.
So distribute.
Right.
So shooting attacks hit 5 or 6 hit a Cayman. It's 1 to 4 hit skinks.
Right.
Stomps. Ignore all models in the unit that are not infantry, so they can't be stomped. Simple. Allocated models.
This is what makes it interesting.
In close combat, attacks can be allocated as normal towards different wound pools in the base contact with skinks. Blah, 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 blah. Any model allocating attacks using the swirling melee rule may choose to do this either in skink, brave, or Cayman, and if used to attack Cayman. Okay, so you're -1 to hit the Caymans in the swirling melee.
Correct.
But, and in practice I've seen this, but you might as well hit the Cayman because the skinks a lot of time are hand, weapon, and shield.
Yes.
Which have parry. So you're needing 4s to hit them. These guys are only weapon skill 3, so a lot of times you're needing 4s to hit them as well. And you want to kill these guys before they go.
Well, it depends what...
Well, depending what you want to do.
Depends what you want to do. If you're trying to get...
If you're just trying to get...
If you've got a lot of low strength attacks, you probably want to go after...
Correct.
Low strength attacks, you want to go after the skinks to whittle them down because they're providing the rank bonus and static combat res.
The problem I've always seen with this unit is...
If you've got like big, like knights or something, then yeah, you want to get rid of these guys before they swing at you.
Right. But the problem I've seen with this unit, the mixed unit, is you just eat the 1 round of the Cayman attacks, and
Right.
just pour all your attacks into the skink and break
Right.
the unit.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this unit.
And even if you're knights, I think you probably do the same thing. I mean, you're going to eat these strength 6 attacks, but they're only weapon skill 3, so only half of them are hitting.
Yes.
So you're really only taking, there's usually, 2 of these?
Right.
A lot of times there's only 2, so you're only taking 3 at hits.
Correct.
One of them might not wound. Anyway, you're going to save 1 for the armor. Anyway, I'm not a fan of the mixed unit.
I'm not a fan of it either. I wish,
don't know the purpose.
I wish they would have made at least these skinks weapon skill 3.
Because they're the core, the blocked up guys.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know they have the shield, so they get the parry, which
Right.
we've already talked about how much we hate that roll. But
Right.
but yeah, they're just so squishy.
They're very squishy. It's kind of odd that they can't take a spear. Spear's not a choice for this army. For this unit.
Yeah, it's just I said the one that I like the most if I had to take one, and I'm not sure I would take these guys at all anyway, or is the bow option.
Right. All right. Moving on.
Brings us to the special, which has no limit. The first is the Temple Guard. So these are the big boy Saurian Ancients. 360 points. So they're not cheap, but you start with 15, which is a unusual starting strength for a elite unit. But okay. Can add up to another 15 for 29 points a model. So what is that?
30 max.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have weapon skill, movement 4, weapon skill 4, so 1 up on weapon skill to the regular guys. Strength toughness 4, the same. 1 wound, initiative 2. Surprised I didn't give him a boost there also. 2 attacks as the others, and also leadership 8.
Huh.
So that's it makes you wonder about the other guys.
The other guys probably should have gone down to 7 at minimum.
Probably should have gone down to 7, exactly. They have a halberd, so they're strength 5. They have light armor, innate defense 5, and a shield.
So you're 3 up.
So they're a 4 up in melee and a 3 up versus shooting. Because the halberd, they can't use a shield.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good point.
They've got cold-blooded, so rerolling 1. I'm sorry, cold-blooded, so 3d6. Born predator, so rerolling 1s to hit. They have bodyguard, so you put one of those nasty foot guys in there that are armor 1 guys, and yeah, they're basically stubborn. They're immune to psychology, so they don't run off.
Well, it has to be the general.
Yes.
Okay.
As I said, one is nasty.
Right.
If you're going to, I don't think the quad lord is required to be the general. And you may take the usual command upgrades, same problem, and then you can take a magic standard up to 100 points.
Okay.
So as an elite infantry unit,
this is pretty good.
They're pretty good. Problem is the initiative.
Yeah. I don't see that as a problem.
So, but the same thing is they've got to overcome the damage.
They do have to overcome the damage.
Against, rank and file guys, they're going to be fine. Against other elite guys, they're going to
suffer.
They're going to suffer.
Yeah. But then they're going to
elite guys with strength.
They're going to really dish it out when it comes their turn, I would think.
If there's enough of them left, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even tough 4 guys with 4 up armor, it's enough. It's hard to get through with so many of them.
It is. But you run up against, the highborn elf swordmaster guys, and
which you're going to eat them.
They're going to chew a lot of guys up before you even get to go.
They are.
You're going to kill some back, but yeah.
Right.
Of course, that's a bad thing to compare to because there aren't too many things that can stand up to those guys.
Correct. You can say that about any unit. You put that unit that guy's up against.
I mean, you should say, well, even just the core Wasteland Warriors, they've got the equivalent armor save, and they're going to go first.
Right.
With a higher weapon skill, so they're going to hit on 3s, and they're going to do some nasty stuff too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're nice. I just think they might be a little expensive.
That brings us to the Raptor Riders for 280 points for 5 models. And you're going to have 7 more. I've never seen a unit of 12 of these things.
There's a reason for that.
For 60 points each, you can add them. The Riders, weapon skill 4, strength 4, tough 4. How did he get so tough?
He's a Saurian Ancient.
Oh, Raptor Rider. You're right. Sorry. For some reason I was thinking this was a snake.
It's not the old school ones.
No. Sorry. Okay.
Which aren't in this army list, by the way.
2 initiative, 2 attacks, leadership 8. So it's a Saurian Ancient guy. It's just a normal warrior.
Correct.
Riding a raptor, which we've seen before as well.
Basically, gives
weapon skill 4, strength 4, 2 attacks. Initiative 2. The important stats. He's movement 7. He has mounts protection 5 and innate defense 5. So that brings you to 3, and the shield brings you to 2 for this.
Yes.
That's kind of weird to see these two on the same stat line.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
There's a 2-up cav.
So 2-up cav, which is good. They have they come with a lance.
So 2 strength 6 attacks in the charge.
Oof.
Plus the 2 strength 4 ones.
Plus the 2 strength 4. Cold-blooded, born predator, so re-rolling the ones to hit.
Re-rolling the ones is nice. Helps with rubber lance syndrome.
It does. They are cold-blooded. You get stupidity, but 1 and 8 with 3 dice is pretty good.
Actually think that they should do away with stupidity on these guys.
Think so?
Yeah, especially for the lizard. I mean, they should. They know how to communicate with their lizards. Right. Yeah. From a fluff perspective, you could argue it.
Okay. And they can take a magical standard up to 100.
Yes.
It's a good solid cav unit. Tough 4, 2-up armor, good leadership, low initiative, so you're going last, but you're heavily armored and good toughness.
Yeah, it's a little pricey, but for a 2 attack model, it's not particularly pricey. But it suffers like all other cav do. If stuff goes before it, it's gonna not necessarily do so well.
5 models for 280.
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad. So, what do we got? Oh, moving on.
We have the next thing.
Sorry.
Brings us to the Caimans. 210 points for 3 of them, so 70 points each for the first 3. And then you can have up to another 7, so you can have up to 10. 90 points per model. 5 units of these. Oh, my.
I don't think you have 5 units of 10.
No. The 6, movement of 6, weapon skill 3, strength 5, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 2, 3 attacks, leadership 7s again. The innate defense 4 has a halberd, so strength 6 on the fight. It's cold-blooded, born predator again, rolling 1s on hits. It's scoring, which is interesting for some monstrous infantry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's water strider. Can get a great weapon for 8 points a model.
Okay.
It's only initiative 2. So you're not really giving up much in that regard for +1 strength.
Yeah, I think you.
But you are paying a premium for it. I mean, it does add up.
8 points a model,
depending on how big you're making your unit.
Okay.
You can't have a magic standard, which is interesting, or a veteran or anything else.
But you can have full command other than that.
But this is the thing, yeah. But you can have full command. A lot of monstrous infantry don't give you that option. They'll give you champions, but not musicians as standards. So these guys, as monstrous infantry go, can be somewhat maneuverable.
Yeah, I like this.
They're a solid. I mean, they're not as powerful as say like Minotaurs or with all the other special rules that.
Right.
Or
and surprisingly, they don't have the
or ogre mercenaries.
Right. They don't have the paired weapon option like most monsters have.
So they're somewhat restricted. I mean, I think this is actually a pretty well designed monstrous infantry unit.
It is.
They could probably let them go up to 12, frankly, but they're not cheap.
They're not cheap.
So
I mean, you're 70 points a model for the first 3.
And said in the
and low initiative, so you got to survive the first.
You've got to survive, and you are only tough. Yes, you're innate defense 4, but you're only toughness 4. That is only, but for monstrous infantry that doesn't have armor and doesn't have numbers, that you can get ground down.
Yes. All right. That brings us to the snake swarms for 110 points. You get 2 models, and you can add up to 2 more models for 40 points each. You only have up to 3 of these in your army.
That's interesting.
Your movement 5, weapon skill 3. Your only strength and toughness 2.
Yeah, it's a swarm.
5 wounds, 1 initiative, slow. 5 attacks per base, leadership 10, cold-blooded. Okay, leadership 10, cold-blooded. You're not going anywhere. You may gain scout at 10 points a model. Okay, I'm less and less enamored with scout with the 18-inch thing. Venomous Tide. If an enemy unit is base contact with a model with this rule, all attacks made against that unit gain poison.
Yes.
Oh, so that is really nice.
Basically, this guy has poison all the time.
Correct.
And then anybody else who would join him. The only thing is, you got to worry about your standard combat res. If you send this in with something else.
Well, you don't. This is something you send into the flank, and so
Yes.
that reduces his attacks on it.
It is, but all I'm saying is
Yeah.
you got to think about it. It's not because of the toughness too. Is you can take some wounds on this guy.
Yeah, I agree, but
Yeah.
giving poison to everyone fighting is really good.
Can be depending on what you're fighting against, but
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, I like them.
Brings us to the next category: the jungle gorillas.
They have gorillas in this list.
Those gorillas or gorillas?
Gorilla.
Like Captain Ron. Told you to look out for the gorillas.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah. Max 30 points. So we start with the Skink Hunters. That is 110 points. You can only have 2 units of them.
Yeah.
Then 110 points for 5 models. And then you can get an additional 10 models for 14 points each.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that they allow you to keep these units only down to 5 models. The movement 6, weapon skill 2, usual skink, ballistic skill 4, so they boosted these guys. Strength 3, toughness 2, 1 wound, initiative 4, 1 attack, leadership 6 also. An 8 defense 6, who cares, a shield, and a poisoned javelin. So they're running around hitting people on 3s at their strength if they don't trade it in, which they're going to. Cold-blooded,
Right,
water
they gave
strider.
a bump on strength over normal skinks, didn't they? No, I guess.
Ballistic skill.
Right.
Skirmishers, and then they can replace their javelin and shield for a blowpipe. So now they're ballistic skill 4 and they're double tapping, which is yeah.
Okay.
They can gain Vanguard for 20 points.
But it looks like they lose poison, right?
Sorry?
Blowpipes lose poison?
But the blowpipe have poison? It doesn't start with
Oh,
poison?
yes. Well, blowpipes has poison
Yeah.
to begin with. That's they're defined as the weapon.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they're great.
they've made these guys elite shooters.
They did. They're
didn't-
really good.
Which is that much more of the reason why aren't the foot guys better fighters?
Oh, the foot skinks.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be the compensation. The only thing is they've reduced it. You can only have 2 of these units.
Right. Thank God.
So you
yeah,
can have that way you can field the next unit.
Yeah, so you can field these guys. You can field 2 of these.
Yes.
Chameleons, 5 models, 140 points. So they're only 30 points more.
Yes.
The additional models cost a lot more. 6 points more a model.
Yes.
20
Which
points.
is only 3 old points, but
Your movement 6, weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 4, strength 3, tough 2. So
Exact same
exact
stats.
same stat line as above. You come with an innate defense 6. You lost your shield.
yes.
You come with a blowpipe,
Right.
cold-blooded water strider. You get scout and skirmish
And
hard target.
So -1 to hit.
-1, -2 to be shot at, right?
Well, yeah, because the skirmish also.
Skirmish
yes.
and hard target. So
Yes.
it's really hard to shoot these guys.
Yes.
Then your only upgrade is a champion. But your ballistic skill 4 with blowpipes,
Yeah.
same as the other guys.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
All those poison attacks are just bad. Trust me.
When you can put that many out, yeah, and considering that they have good ballistic skill to run around and double tap at long range.
Correct. Yeah. Very good.
Which means you can still get your poison, but you can, for most units, stay out of harm's way.
Yeah, because your movement's 6.
Yep.
They're fast.
Well, and you can say because you can stay at long range, so
right.
You're at the periphery of when things can charge you. Okay, brings us to the next category: weapon beasts, 120 points.
Category? No,
Still part of the same
Okay.
gorilla thing. It's all the shooting stuff is in here.
Okay.
0 to 3 units per army. 1 model, and you can add another one, so you can basically have 6 of these if you want.
Okay.
And the extra one costs 120 points.
Same as the original.
Also movement 6, like many skink type of troops, even though it's not skink. Weapon skill 3. The one thing about this army is weapon skill is not great.
Correct.
A lot of 3s in there. Ballistic skill 4, which is nice. Strength 3, toughness. Strength 4, toughness 4, 3 wounds. Initiative 4. 3 attacks, leadership 6. So it's like a monster skink. Innate defense 4, so it's got 4 up armor. It's cold-blooded, usual. It's light troops, so it gets to move however it wants. And it's water strider, which doesn't really matter. Then if you get him, you have to take one of the following. You either take a spearback, which doesn't cost you any points. You can have 0 to 2 of those per your army, so you can't have 6 of all the same kind.
Okay.
You can only have 4 of one time and 2 of the other if you want to maximize. Its weapon is shooting spikes or shoot spikes. It's a shooting weapon with range of 18, strength 4, multi-shots 2d6, armor piercing 1. So -2 to armor saves. Okay. And it's quick to fire. With
no move and shoot penalty.
Yes, with ballistic skill 4.
So ballistic skill 4 is going to go down to 3 in effect because of the multi-shot, right?
Yeah.
Long range means you're hitting on 5s.
Yes.
Okay.
If you're not long range, you're hitting on 4s.
Okay.
And then this weapon may not be used if the model performed a march move in the player turn. So that's only a good thing. Mm-hmm. But they can stand and shoot, which is a rare thing for these types of things.
They must stand and shoot.
Yes, sorry.
So they cannot flee.
Plus, on top of that, they do not suffer the -1 to hit modifier.
Oh, for standing and shooting.
Which is a rule, as we talked before, they should have for all shooting. To
make
shooting
stand and shoot.
To make archery units better than they are. Your other option, which you pay 30 points per model for, are salamanders. They spout flames, which is basically a flamethrower artillery weapon with range 12, strength 4, and flaming attacks.
Okay.
Flamethrower is 2d6.
What?
Flamethrower weapons, artillery weapons.
No, it says penetrate. Basically, it does
remember what
D3 hits per rank.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, it was. I know something weird like that. Yes. And it can't be used also if you marched. If you roll a misfire, it always counts as rolling 5 on the.
So you take a wound.
So you just take a wound.
All right. Both these are good. The flamethrower with the range of 12 is kind of touchy because that's real close range.
It is.
You can move 6 and shoot 12, so that gives you like an 18 one time. But you're 12 inches away, you're going to get charged.
Yeah. Well, you got to figure out how you use these. These aren't. But a lot of chaff units are going to have a challenge against this just because of the number of wounds that it has, and it's toughness 4, strength 4.
Right.
But I like those. I like these spearbacks a lot.
And they can defend themselves with 3 attacks.
Yes.
With you're right. Armor 4.
Right, and they no longer have like the old crews like the old ones did. So
correct.
No weak point there. You just you just have your monsters.
Yep. Okay. It's those, and now we have the pterodons. Did I skip something?
No, you're okay.
Okay. Now we have the pterodon sentries.
I think you're okay. The screen's freaking out.
The screen's doing some weird things.
Yeah.
Pterodon sentries for 210 points. Three models. So 70 each. You can add up to 2 more for 50 each. Rider.
2 units per army.
Only 2 per army.
Yeah.
Riders are weapon skill 2. Movement really doesn't matter.
No.
Ballistic skill 3. Strength 3. Tough 2. The standard skink riding it.
Yes.
The pterodon itself is movement 2, but fly 9.
Yes.
Its weapon skill 3, strength 4 with 1 attack. Toughness 3, so it brings your guy up to toughness 3. It's a monstrous cav, so it's a 40-40 base. You have, what do you have? Mounts protection and innate defense 6, so you have a 5-up armor. The rider has a light lance, so that'll bring him up to strength 4. Poison javelin, so if he wants to throw something at you, he can.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded, fast cav, skirmish, and strider forest. The pterodon itself has fly 9 and releases rocks. It has a sweeping attack which can be used once per game. Enemy suffers D3 strength 4 for each pterodon in the unit.
Ooh.
Okay, that's not bad. It's something.
It's nothing.
I can't tell you how many times they've dropped rocks on my mangler and killed it.
Yeah.
It's a wrecking team. Sorry. You can add a shield for 10 points a model. That'll bring your armor up to 4.
Yep.
That's actually probably a good option.
If you're going to take this unit, yes.
And you can replace your poison javelins with a fire bola.
Right.
Which has a range of 8, strength 4, flaming, quick to fire.
It's a better weapon, yes.
It is a better weapon. It's much shorter, real short range. But the javelin's only 12, right?
Yeah.
But you're flying 9s. You
Correct.
can get where you want with
You're not
light
going to park.
troops.
You're not going to
Okay.
park these guys in front of anything. You're going to
Correct.
fly over people.
And you can take a champion for 20. Okay. This is a decent unit. It's definitely a guerrilla unit where you don't want this fighting anything.
I don't like it because
all.
I don't think it's good at anything.
It's a chaff clearer, right? With a high initiative.
The rider's got isn't it got a weapon skill 2?
But most chaff you're going to be hitting on 4s.
So you get 2. 3 attacks.
Yeah, that's true.
Weapon skill 2.
That's actually
it's not
good.
really a chaff
No,
clearer.
it's not chaff clearer, is it?
It's not a great chaff because 210 is on the medium chaff cost price.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Doesn't fight well. Doesn't shoot much. It's only going to have 3 shots.
Right.
So it has the same problem with all of these. I'll call it the lower end flyers.
Yeah, but you got the one-time chaff clearing with the rocks.
If that had that ability every turn, basically got sweeping attacks,
Right.
then it'd be worth it.
But you're going to be able to drop the rocks and clear a piece of chaff.
Oh, maybe depends how you roll.
Yeah, 3d3 strength 4 hits. Okay.
It's just
No, I kind of like this piece. Means you clear one piece of chaff and then you throw anyway, you're right. It's kind of iffy.
it'd be fine if I said the release rocks were not a one-time thing. Maybe not 3d3 strength 4 hits, but
Right.
that it just did something else. Because you don't want it fighting. As I said, you often don't want to use as chaff.
Right.
Sometimes you're going to because it's got nothing else to do. But when we talked about you can get like a little skink hero who moves 6, it's only costing you 80 points for chaff.
Yeah.
It's hard to me. It's hard to justify.
Maybe
this.
if the released rocks worked as an impact hit.
Yeah, or something, or just just
I don't know. Anyway.
let them don't do the once per game. Just let them do them repeatedly.
Yeah, it's too much to do repeatedly though.
And then you can maybe drop the strength by 1.
All right.
It's still only 6 shots. It's not hardly the.
So that brings us to Ramphadon Riders for 235.
2 units also.
Yep. 3 models can add up to 2 more for 70 apiece. They're 75 apiece? A little more than that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do the math. It's going to hurt my head. Standard skink riding it. Strength 3. Ballistic skill 3. Strength 3. Tough 2. Yeah, standard skink riding it. But the Ramphadon itself is better. It's got an 8-inch fly.
Slower.
Weapon skill 3. Strength 4, though.
Same. But both
Tough.
strengths are
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tough 3.
Yes.
2 wounds.
Same.
4 initiative. 2
Faster.
attacks.
He's faster, and he's got an extra attack.
Actually, I think they're both. Oh, the Ramphadon itself is faster. Yes, correct.
Yes.
And has an extra attack.
Yeah.
Mounts protection 6. Innate defense 6. Light armor, not a shield. So you're 4 up armor.
So 4 up.
That's good. You have a light lance, so it brings your rider up to 4.
And javelin.
Poison javelin to throw at something. You're cold blooded. You're fast cav. That's nice. Your skirmishers. And your Strider Forest. The Ramphadon has Fly 8 Frenzy.
Yes.
That's kind of dangerous.
So now I've got 3 attacks.
Armor Piercing 1. That's
Yes.
actually nice.
So I'm minus 2 armor
Minus
saves.
2 armor saves. Lethal Strike.
Mhm.
Maybe ignoring armor. And Prey Scent. Prey Scent. Before the battle, if you have one or more units of Ramphadon riders or a skink captain on an alpha Ramphadon, you may mark 2 of the enemy units.
2 enemy units. Okay.
With a count, not for each, if you have
Right.
1 or more. When attacking marked unit, Ramphadons, not their riders, may reroll to hit and gain an additional D3 attacks
I thought
per
it was
model.
D3.
D3 attacks per model.
So against the right
May be
targets,
allocated towards a marcher unit.
you're basically adding 2 plus you're getting 5 attacks per model.
You have
On
3,
average.
4, 5 on average. You're having 5 attacks a model.
Yeah, it's strength 4 on the
Strength
piercing
4,
one.
AP 1. That's actually really nice. And re-rolling to hit
Yes, and you got basically 15
with hatred.
attacks if you
That's
don't take
actually
16.
really
Say
good.
yes.
That's going to really hurt one, especially at initiative 4.
Yeah,
That can put a hurting on something.
yeah. If you can get to the right,
If you can get to the marked unit and thump it.
Now, what's interesting about both of these, this one and the previous one, the skinks on these are leadership 5, whereas all the other skinks are leadership 6.
And these are frenzied.
And these, which is particularly rough on the other guys, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Well, the other guys does matter because you're afraid to flee with them.
Correct, because you may not
Which
rally.
is what you would want them, because you may not rally. There's a good probability you won't rally. These guys, keeping them under control. So you'll see a lot of that backwards flying stuff, I assume,
Correct.
which I can't stand, but
Yeah, I don't like that either.
that's what you do. And you maneuver these, position them for the targets that you've selected at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that's what you're going for. Getting in position to hit the target you select.
To me, if you're taking any of these units, you're taking these guys just because they can do something.
Yes. Agreed.
I got other chaff options I'd rather have. Brings us to Thunder Lizards. Dun dun dun. Max is 35% of your army, and the Taurosaur, or no, the Triceratops. I don't know why they call it Triceratops. It looks like a Triceratops.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't call it that.
The 450 points.
It's easier for me to remember.
Exactly. Me too. A lot of these monsters, the names that they chose, like,
Right.
why'd you go with that one? 450 points, 0 to 3 units per army. So you can have 3 of these.
Okay.
I guess you technically could have 4 because you can take the character on one. Doesn't count. Or is it counts towards the point limit, but does it count towards the army limit? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Taurosaur is movement 5. I'm sorry, movement 5. Movement 6. Weapon skill 3. Same as before. Strength 6. Toughness 6. 6 wounds. Only initiative 2. 4 attacks. So, low on the attack side for a monster.
Right.
Got a skink crew of 5 guys this time. Weapon skill 2. Strength 3. Initiative 4. Things leadership 6, back to 6 again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, innate defense 3, so 3 up armor saves. Got the giant blowpipe. It's cold-blooded. 3d6. Immune to psychology. He's stubborn 6. Yeah. Impact hits d6 plus 1 plus sharp horns, so he gets to re-roll his impact hits.
Right.
He gets poison javelins for the crew, so 5 javelin shots, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Cold-blooded, and then you can. Replace, did I say giant? What's the giant bow? Oh, they're a giant blowpipe. I misread that. So you can replace the giant blowpipe with the great bow or the engine of the ancients.
Okay.
So it's interesting that you can get the engine of the ancients without having to have the character.
That's actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a nice monster.
Yeah, especially since you get the engine of the ancients and you get
Tough 6, armor 3.
engine of the ancients gives you the 5 up. Is it 5 up with Born Predator rule? Was that what it was? Or was it anybody? I don't remember.
I think 5 up for all friendly within
Oh, okay.
6 inches.
Because then that he would get his own 5 up ward save, which for a monster is nice to have.
From ranged attacks. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually not bad.
I like them.
Next we have the Stygiosaur.
Yes.
Stygiosaur, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
330 points. Single model, 0 to 3 per army.
Cheap for a monster.
It's got a skink rider.
Yes, he does.
He's weapon skill 4. That's an elite skink, right?
Yeah.
That thing. He's strength 3, tough 2, which doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Initiative 4, leadership 6.
He's an uber elite. His weapon skill 4.
He's weapon skill 4. Stygiosaur itself is movement 7, weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 4.
Yeah.
Really? Does that matter?
Yes, he spits.
Oh, does he? Okay.
I believe he spits.
Strength 5, tough 5, 5 wounds, 2 initiative. Oh, he's a slow monster.
Yes.
4 attacks. Leadership doesn't matter. 5.
No.
He has innate defense 4 with mounts protection 6, which brings him down to
So he's
3.
3 up. Toughness
armor.
5, 3 up.
Tough 5, 3 up with 5 wounds.
Yeah.
Not bad for 330. Poison javelin for the rider, cold-blooded, and the telepathic link.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So he has telepathic link. That's nice.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded, born predator for the beast. Poison. Oh, the beast attacks are poison. Has a D3 stomp.
So it's a light stomp because he's a monstrous cavalry.
Monstrous cav, so it's actually
With
a
a
better stomp.
Yeah.
Terror,
Terror's
towering
nice.
presence.
He's big. It's the problem.
He's big. Yeah, he's on a 50 by 100. He's on a
Yeah.
cab base, but he's tall.
Yeah.
He does have a toxic breath weapon.
Yes.
That's nice. And he has predatory roar.
Which is toxic attacks. So yeah.
Yes. Predatory roar, use once only. Activate this at the start of any close combat phase. When activated, choose one friendly unit within 12 of the Stygiosaur. All model parts with Born Predator gain hatred for the duration of the phase. That's nice.
It is if you remember to use it.
If you remember to use it, and if you're in the position to ever use it. So
Yes.
all right. He can be upgraded to a champion for 120 points,
Yes.
which gives him Wizard Conclave with Swarm of Insects
And Awaken the Beast.
Okay. 120 points to get 2 spells. Okay. That's not bad. I mean, it's cheaper than a mage that gets 1 spell. Actually, it is.
It is. Not a skink mage, but...
Yeah, Skink Mage is 130, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, okay. I kind of like the Stygiasaur.
As a Wizard Conclave, I like him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, not so much.
Well, he can be a telepathic link
It's okay, but...
without this.
Correct, but so what?
That's actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm a fan. I like this.
I'd rather other telepath... If I'm going to take him, I'd rather other things.
Okay. All right.
But I like Swarm of Insects a lot.
Swarm of Insects is nice, and the Awaken the Beast.
And Awaken
is
the
a
Beast I like a
fantastic
lot.
spell.
So I like those 2 spells a lot.
Yeah.
So
2 really good spells.
Yeah. So I think it's worth taking just because of that, and he can run around by himself without, being...
And the Shamanism, even although you're toughness 5, the Shamanism gives you that
Right.
scarification thing.
Correct. So he's only hit on 5.
Only wounded on better than 5 ups.
Right.
So
So it helps keep him alive.
helps keep him alive. Although, like I said, with toughness 5, it's hard for that to come in handy. No, I guess strength 5 it works against.
Yeah, anything strength 5 or higher.
Yeah. All right. And then I like this one for you simply because of the pronunciation.
The
I timed it right.
Thyroscutus,
Okey-doke.
250 points, 0 to 3 units per army. Thyroscutus is movement 5, so it's slow compared to the other monsters. Weapon skill 3 again. Strength is only 4. Toughness is 5. 4 wounds. Initiative 1.
Okay.
3 attacks. Leadership 6. It has 4 skink crewmen. Weapon skill 2. Strength 3. Initiative 4. So leadership 6 across the board.
It's kind of It's kind of interesting how some of these skip the stats and some of them don't.
Yes, it is. I think it's kind of interesting.
Even inside the same army book.
I think it's kind of interesting how different skinks have different attributes.
Yes.
And the ones that need something they didn't give anything to. The ones that they don't, they made them probably a little too good. The innate defense 2, so 2 up armor save.
That's actually nice.
Yes. And then if you can keep them within the engine of the gods, we need to double check that. So he's cold-blooded, so usual thing. He has a crush attack. The weapons are poison javelins for the 4 skinks, so 4 shots, and he's cold-blooded. And then he must take one of the following. Altar of the Snake God for 30 points. Friendliness within 6 inches of 1 or more models with an Altar of the Snake God gain poison attacks in close combat. If the unit already has poison attacks in close combat, the poison attacks wound automatically on a successful roll of 5 instead of 6.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
It is. And then the Altar of the Snake God can cast the Stars Align from Divination as a bound level 5.
Nice.
Yes. Then we get the Sun Engine. All units within 6 inches of 1 or more models with the Sun Engine gain +1 weapon skill. Solves your weapon skill problem. And you can cast Pyroclastic Flow from Pyromancy as a bound spell power level 3.
Okay.
Pyroclastic Flow is the
D6 strength 6.
D6 strength 4, yes.
Yeah, it's a fantastic spell. Not that great. It's okay as a bound. Because it also triggers the attribute.
Yes. I mean,
It's not bad.
It's a shooty thing as a bound.
Correct. Must take one of the following.
Yes.
I like this poison version of it
Yeah.
a lot.
And Stars Align is nice to have.
Stars Align is nice to have, but the poison version combined with snake swarms
Right.
is where it really kind of shines, I guess.
Correct. And the key thing is only in close combat, so all that shooting that you have is poison.
Doesn't help you with shooting.
Doesn't help you with at all.
But that kind of keeps it toned down, so I think that's fine.
But this is one of their buff. I mean, this and the engine are the 2 buff wagons.
Mm-hmm.
The Stygiasaur also, but it only does it once. But
Right.
these do it every turn.
These are nice. I like this.
I like this monster. And the crush attack can annoy people.
The crush attack can annoy people greatly.
And you're probably going to be using the crush attack because it's only got 3 attacks anyway.
3 attacks, it's worth it against a lot of things.
Yes. It's rare that you care about 3 weapon skill 3 attacks.
Yeah, if you're fighting...
Strength 4.
If there's a character that you can throw this on, go ahead.
Yeah.
You know, if there's a monster or even I think you'd probably even use this on an ogre.
Anything that's got multi-wounds, you use,
Right.
you go to... Because I mean, you're not hitting that often anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you might as well go for it.
All right.
And little guys, you got your stomp, so yeah.
So the question was this...
The Sun Engine. Yep, you were there.
engine,
The 5-up. All friendly units.
Yes,
So yes.
within 6 gain the 5-up board save
Yeah.
against range attacks. So, this is a good army. It's a good, solid army. It's got a really good monster. That Alpha Carnosaur is fantastic.
Yeah, that's a little too good.
A little too good.
It's got some other things I think could use a little bit of a pip here and there, and some odd choices with leadership and stuff. But
yeah, a ton of poison shooting.
yes,
Ton of poison shooting.
yes,
And the blowpipes, reference Battle Report 61 if you want to see what poison shooting can do.
well, it's funny because there's other armies that they just took the poison away because it was too powerful. Yet this army somehow managed to
retain it.
I think it lost it and got it all back. But yes, so I haven't seen too many people play this army. I'm curious if the Skink Cloud is still the better choice if people are using that.
I'm seeing more of a mix when I
Yeah.
see it. I'm still not seeing it played a ton.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the Monster Mash being.
It could be
an
that just the
interesting
meta
list.
around here that I'm not seeing.
Yeah, you see a lot of Sauruses.
The army I played had 2 units of 10 Sauruses, and that was it.
Yeah, that's not a good choice.
I mean, it was primarily the skink / monster army.
Yeah,
I mean, it had 2 of the Stegodons and the Alpha Carnosaur and the Stygiosaur. And
right. It's a Monster Mash
It's
army.
a monster mash.
But then
army.
why would you take the Sauruses?
Well, one was to hide the big guy in.
Oh, I took that guy
The
also.
Clawdle Lord is in it.
Oh,
So
okay.
One guy was hiding that, and one was just a unit to run around and
Yeah, but
score.
ah,
So anyway,
you're better off with the Skinks then, I think.
um,
But yeah, anyway. Yeah, no, I think this is I don't think this is an overpowered army. So I think a couple things are a little good.
it's
But
good.
It's got a number of things I think they could tweak a little bit to make them a little better.
I like how the bonuses. I like how it has things to make magic a legitimate choice for the army.
Yes, I do too. It makes this probably one of the better, if not the best, magic ability
That
armies.
and the Undying Dynasties,
Yes.
that sets the dice or
Right,
whatever.
right.
Both those abilities I
Yeah.
think help a lot to making up
You know,
good magic.
so it's good at magic. It's good at
It's really good at poison shooting.
they've cut down on the Skink Clouds because you can only have 4 units, so that's helpful.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think this has got some interesting thing. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't add, when they were adding units, the old Skink guys on the Raptor Riders.
The old skink guys on the Raptor Riders.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were a unit along. First they were a special unit, then they put them in the. So for those people that have them, like me, it'd have been nice if they would have incorporated them back into the army. I'm not saying they'd be good, but it'd be nice.
It would be nice because it's a model that's out there that
Yeah, it's a model that people have.
it's one of the rare models that's out there that does not have a unit for it.
Correct. So, but that's interesting. But yeah, I mean, overall, as far as the army, I think they've done some really good things with it. There's a lot of synergies in the army. You can go in different directions.
Yeah, it's
not a really fast army.
it's going to be
It's
interesting.
a quick army, but it's not a fast army.
Because this one's going to actually have to require some thought when they do their magic redo.
Yes.
Because a lot of the Quaddle Lord's abilities are playing on the magic phase.
Correct.
So it's going to require a lot of thought there.
Yeah. But it's also so much like the version 8 Army book. They're going to have to do some thinking there too, I'm assuming. As far as, it's true of all the Army books,
Correct.
I guess.
To move away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's but no, this is a very good, strong army. I I think this magic weapon, is really nice.
Yeah.
The Sword of Dawn Ages, I think, is really good. The multi-wound 2 all the time is really good with +1, your base strength 5. So
especially if it's a guy riding an Alpha Carnosaur. Just think all the attacks that thing has.
Yeah. Ooh, that Alpha Carnosaur and this guy.
Yeah, this guy on top.
And a guy with this on top.
Is
will
that insane?
Destroy an ogre unit.
Yeah.
A monstrous infantry unit, I should say.
Little over the top.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a little over the top.
You're probably correct.
The-
Probably correct.
yeah. They should at least make this freaking sword foot guys only. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, I do think the Alpha Carnosaur is
yeah, that's true. That's what's over the top with
the Alpha Carnosaur is the bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, one of its attacks being multi-wound D3.
Or, like I said, if he rolls sixes, it becomes a D3 wound.
Yeah, then I'm okay, you know. But
right, it's these 3 all the time is really good.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
So I'm going to give this army a +1. I mean, thumbs up.
+1.
+1.
Yeah,
it's a +1. Definitely a thumbs up for this army. This is a good army.
Yeah, so I think they've like 2 things they need to tweak: the Alpha Carnosaur and the fear on the Saurian warriors. And then there's a few other units. I think, like all armies now with a new organization, that why would you take this when I could take that? You know,
right?
So they need to tweak, I think, a couple of the units here and there. But I definitely give the army a thumbs up. I think it's a playable army, and you can have fun, and you got a couple play styles, and you can win some games with this army.
Definitely. So anyway, thumbs up, 2 of them.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
Until next time.